tonight, guys. Trying to go away from videos and just try to provide some form of education or a way to better understand the things that we're talking about. So I always talk about these books that I read or have read or continue to read. And tonight's Soul Talk is Transparency Illusion. So this comes from Talking to Strangers by Malcolm Gladwell. For those who do not understand where this book comes from, it's actually based on the loss of life of Sandra Bland. I don't know if you guys remember Sandra Bland that lost her life in the custody of police officers. This book was based off of this. This is one of the things we read when I was going through my mental health, some of my school and college. We read this book, and it has some great information in there, and I wanted to provide it to you guys to close out the power of understanding. And in chapter 3 of Talking to Strangers, it talks about the transparency illusion. We think we understand, so we stop trying to. The core idea is that we overestimate how well we understand people and situations. We judge MAGA supporters without understanding them. We judge the justice system without understanding its mechanisms. We judge historical trauma without understanding its weight. The illusion is we think we understand, so we stop trying to actually understand. The quote in chapter 3 that stands out, that goes with the transparent illusion, says, "We think we can read people, but we can't." And it directly goes back to our opening tonight that Rain read. We've been judging the wrong thing. So, transparency illusion, he talks about this a lot in the book, going through the Sandra Bland story, is because most of the interaction between Sandra Bland and the officer was all based on that person's preconceived notion of that person. Right? Plug talks about this a lot, even when it comes to law enforcement, right? If you already have a certain preconceived notion of a person, a corporation, an individual, you're going to move in that way. But moving in that way also creates this transparency of illusion, right? We actually put ourselves either at a defense or an offense. And it talks about, I will highly encourage you guys to go even get a synopsis of the book or a breakdown of it. But it talks about how Sandra Brand, because we all know she lit up the cigarette. She started smoking the cigarette in the face of the police officer as he was trying to talk to her. It was a lot of disrespect giving back to the person just based on the stance of what the individual, and that interaction created the roller coaster for the entire interaction. And I think tonight, as we talk about the power of understanding, we talked about it in economics, political realm, and we also talked about it in business and also on the personal side of things as well. But the transparent illusion is something that we get a lot of. The understanding is power, and judgment is the weakness part of understanding. Once we pass judgment, we no longer have the power to understand the person. And I think a lot of times we get caught up in thinking that we understand people, and it becomes a weakness in our own brain, right? That's why I always say I don't have to agree with you. Like, we don't have to agree. That's not what we're having conversations about. If me and Plug, we disagree more than anything, but we can have an overall conversation and come to a common understanding. He understands what I'm saying. I understand what he's saying. And okay, we might not agree, but we have understanding of each other. And then now I can move forward. I no longer have an illusion of who I think Plug is. He just told me who he is. But we don't have that without conversations, just like with 19 Keys.
You gotta learn that.
So yeah.
That's something learned. That's something learned. That's something that I know of. I know our community struggle with, because I'm getting grown enough just to be able to do it now. You know what I mean? So I know we struggle with it.
Yeah. So this book was very powerful for me. Taught me a lot. I read it when it first came out. I'm a big Malcolm Gladwell fan. He has the book Tipping Point too, which talks about how the power of change and being patient, and how things actually have to reach a tipping point for us to reach success. But this book, Talking to Strangers, talks about the transparent illusion. And I think this is very powerful to understand that we think we can read people, but we can't. And I think that's something that we have to really start to understand, is that you don't know anyone. You can listen to them. Sometimes they say a great thing, they talk a great game, then their actions don't align. Me and Plug just had this conversation yesterday for about 30 minutes. Like 30 minutes. And Plug helps me look at myself. Like, I'm not saying I'm better than anyone, but I have a very unique manner of dealing with people. Like
a very unique perspective on like the stance that he has is that like most people couldn't have it. Not saying that they can't have it, they couldn't have it. And I know it sounds like the same thing, but it's not, because it's like that's some I know he disciplined, because that's some hard shit to do. You know what I mean? Because most people, there's no veering off this path. Like, mother, you said this. I every fucking syllable. Like, I know his mama was probably like, I better be more, you know what I'm saying, like direct with how I tell him to do something, because he's going to do this shit exactly how I said. Mama, you said to put that right here, here, and here, and then don't do this, and I didn't do that. You right, baby. You right. I was wrong. It's like a no-win argument.
Yeah, I think we have failed into a lot of the cliche sayings that we fall into.
Talked about it.
But I'm very big at, once you present something, or once you use words that I'll never do this or I'll never do, well, I'm watching for that. Once I see the moment you adjust, and it don't align with what you said, like it just don't rock with me. Like, I just can't do that. Like, I know that's a hard thing, but it's just something I stand on, because to me, that makes you more dangerous. Because if you can have a conversation with me and tell me that you would never do X, Y, and Z, and then I see you shrouded in the fence of X, Y, and Z, now I don't know who you really are anymore.
Or even if you can believe them what they tell you.
Yes. You know what I mean?
That's the more, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I don't play a game. Like, this calmness is who I am all day.
Every day.
I have zero else given, for sure. like, you know what I mean? Like, and I know where I came from too. I was a horrible, nasty person. That's what people don't understand. I used to think everything was about, oh, can you fight? I thought everything was handled in a physical manner. I went through that from 18 to about 25. Everywhere I went, I thought I could fight everyone, fight every fight. And then at the end of the day, half of these niggas were cowards anyway. Because when you call people on their bluff, that ain't really who they are. Like, so like, once I learned that, shout out to my boy Deron. He be mad at me because I don't pick up the phone and I don't call, but he be watching. But like, shout out to my boy Deron. But he educated me on that, because I used to be that friend that we can go out together and somebody say something crazy to plug, I'm punching you first. We ain't even got to talk about it. We can ask questions later. Like, I used to be that. I was literally a crash out for my boys.
Certified.
Yeah, like, I was that guy. Like, hey, we could talk about it later. Like, oh no, he said, what do you? Let's go. Like, it was about action, because I was very talented in that area of life. So I had, you know what I mean? If it wasn't no gun or knife, I'm winning. Because my crazy is crazy. You know what I mean? Like, it's a difference. And my mom used to always tell me, rest in peace to Joyce. My mom used to say, Mel, if you didn't go to that military, I thought you were gonna be dead or in jail. Because that's all I did. That's all I did. You talk to my family, you talk, like, the upbringing. That's why I said, me and Plug can tell you, man, the conversations in our home, man, is so beautiful. Like, it's so beautiful, dog, because you've seen everybody at their lowest, at their middle, and their highest. So it's just one of those things, man. But I will highly encourage you guys to really get into this book, Talking to Strangers, and actually breaking down the transparency of illusion, because we don't fully understand people. You know what I mean? My silence is my greatest gift. So.
Do you think your silence is misunderstood sometimes?
Oh, it is misunderstood. But when I go in on you, I don't do like Michelle Obama. I don't go higher. I go low.
The hell.
I'm gonna give you a life sentence. I'm gonna point out everything.
Plasma.
Because you got the elephant brain. You just been keeping notes the whole time.
I'll let y'all talk, man. Y'all trying to expose my who I am. Go ahead.
No, man. Transparency illusion. The transparency illusion. We think we understand.
Look, so stupid, man. That boy, boy, that boy,
Man,
boy, man.
the world can be burning down, and so be like, okay.
Oh, everything's perfect. Oh, everything's perfect.
Okay.
It's just how I envisioned it.
Yeah.
Burn it down. Yeah, I knew this shit was gonna burn.
Yeah. Y'all ain't fireproof your home? I did.
I got me. What about you?
That's funny. But yeah, great book, guys. Malcolm Gladwell.